Okay, so for number 12, we're going to write this in descending order, which means the exponents are going to go down. What did you guys start with? Good. Negative y to the fourth. All right. Then?
Plus 5y to the squared.
Good.
Plus 9 plus 2.
Good job. Okay. So the highest exponent is the degree. So this one has a degree of 4. This one has a degree of 3. This one has a degree of 5. All right, now we're going to classify by degree and by number of terms. So over on the side, we're going to, each one of these different types of polynomials has a special name. So if the degree is 0, that means there's no variable. I forgot how to spell variable for a second. And so it's like a number like number 15, like just 24. Do you guys know what that's called? If there's no variable? It's okay. Most people haven't remembered this today. No variable at all. No letter, just a number without a variable. It's called a number. It is called a number, but as far as polynomials, it's called a constant. So if it doesn't vary, there's no variable, it's constant. Right? If the degree is 1, that means the largest exponent is 1. Do you guys know what that's called? Starts with L. You spent a lot of time in Algebra 1 talking about this. It's a linear polynomial, which is a line, kind of. It is a line. The graph would be a line. All right. Now, if the degree is 2, we've talked about that this year. There's one right there on the wall. It's going to be quadratic. All right. What about if your largest exponent is a 3? Cubic. Good. All right. What about the largest exponent is 4? Anybody want to take a guess? That's okay. It's a quarter. I mean, quartic. So you can think about it like a quarter. That's why I said quarter. But it's quartic. And then if it's the largest exponent is a 5, it's quintic. Right? And then we can also classify by the number of terms. So yesterday we talked about them with one term. Do you remember what that was called? All right, that's a monomial. So what prefix do you think you use for 2? Mono is 1. Binomial for 2. What about 3? Trinomial, good. And then more than 3, we just call polynomials. They're all polynomials, but more than 3, there's not a special name for them. All right, so we are going to go through 13 through 20, well, 13 through 18, and we're going to classify them by the degree, so one of these words, and then by the number of terms, so one of these words. All right, so what do you guys think about number 13? Oh, okay. I want to talk about this. So if there is an x, but there's not an exponent on it, what is that exponent? A 1. That's okay. So this one is going to be linear. All right. And then what about number of terms? Binomial. So there's 2 terms. Terms are separated by addition and subtraction. So this is going to be a linear binomial. All right. And then the degree is the largest exponent. So on 14, this is kind of small, the largest exponent is a 5. So for 5, it's going to be quintic. And then what do you guys think for the number of terms? Trinomial, good. All right, what do you guys think about 15? 15? It's okay. 15 is a constant. So no variable means constant. And a constant pretty much has to be a monomial. But there's only one term there, so it's monomial. All right, so you guys do 16 through 18 on your own, please. So the degree is the largest exponent. So on 16, out of all these exponents, the largest one's 3. So when the largest exponent is 3, it's a cubic. And then this one's 2, so it's quadratic. And 4 is quartic. All right. What other questions do you guys have? Okay, on these last two on this page, we're just going to make up our own polynomials. So we want to give an example of a cubic binomial. So that means that the largest exponent on your x is a 3. So what number do you guys want to put in front of the x? Or you don't have to put a number. Okay, so we'll do 4. Whoops. We'll do 4x cubed. But we want it to be a binomial, so we need to add or subtract another term to it. What do you want to subtract? Could be anything. There you go. That's a cubic binomial. All right, and then for 21, an example of a linear monomial. Anybody? There you go. All right, questions on labeling and classifying? All right, the other thing we're going to do today is add and subtract polynomials. So when there's addition or subtraction between your parentheses, you're not going to multiply. You're going to add or subtract. And we basically are just going to combine the like terms. So On number 1 and 2, they're both adding. So I'm just going to underline the like terms as we go. Now we're going to write our answers in standard form. So we're going to start with the largest exponent. So on number 1, x squared is our largest exponent. Whoops. So I'm going to underline my x squareds. So 3x squared plus 1x squared is going to be 4x squared. Then I'll underline twice my x's. So 11x minus 5x is going to be 6x. Right? And then the last thing I'll underline 3 times is my constants. So 4 minus 13 is going to be negative 9. So that's the answer. So it's just adding like terms. Let's look at number 2. So my largest exponent is the 3, so 9 n cubed. Do I have any other n cubes to add to this 9 n cubed? No, so it's just going to stay 9 n cubed. All right, then I'll go to my squares. So I have negative 4 n squared minus 2 more n squareds. How many does that give you? Negative 4 minus 2? Negative 6 n squared. All right, and then we have 2n plus 1n. Should be 3 n's, and then finally negative 10 plus 7. It's going to be negative 3. Now, you can use your calculator to do negative 10 plus 7, but if you wanted to, like sometimes with positive and negatives, the things that you can think about like owing somebody money and paying them back money. So negative 10 means you owe someone $10, plus 7 means you pay them back 7, so you still owe them 3. So that's why it was negative 3. Okay, let's look at the next one. Now, the next two are both subtraction, which are more difficult than adding. So I highly recommend that when it's subtraction that you distribute the negative. So I'm going to do that. So the one in front of the minus, I'm just going to bring it down exactly like it looks. On the one after, if it was positive, I'm going to change it to negative. And if it was negative, I'm going to change it to positive. So I'm just distributing the negative. All right, then I'm just going to do exactly like what I did in the last one. I'm just going to combine the like terms. So I have this k cubed, but I don't have any other k cubes, so I'll leave it 5k cubed. And then negative 2k squared minus 2. So it's like you owe someone $2 and you borrow $2 more. What are you now? Negative 4. Okay, then we have 2k minus 2k is going to be 0k. And then the last, we have our constant, but it's the only constant we have, so we'll just bring it over. So be careful when there's a plus too. When there's a minus between the parentheses, I recommend that you just distribute the negative. So I'm going to do the same thing on the next one. So in the second set of parentheses, all my pluses become minuses and all my minuses become pluses. Then I'm going to start with my largest exponent, which is y cubed. Yeah. And since it was the only one I had, I'm just going to bring it over. And then we'll just go down number-wise. 4y squared minus 2 is going to give us 2y squareds. y plus 5y is going to give me 6 y's. Right, and then the 3 and the 1 are together, so that's nice. So negative 3 minus 1 is just negative 4. All right. And then the last one, they just have it written out in words what they want you to do, which sometimes can be confusing. But they want you to subtract this from this. So that means this one needs to be after the subtraction sign. So you have to be careful. So it would be that the 8b squared plus ab minus 2a squared, and then minus the other one. Because we're subtracting this one from the other one. So the one that's being subtracted is that first one. All right, so just like those other ones, I'm going to distribute that negative. So a minus 10 becomes a positive, and a positive 7 becomes a negative, and then a negative b becomes a positive. All right, you guys go ahead and combine the like terms on your own on this one, please. And don't worry about writing it in any order. When there's two variables, it's hard to understand the right order. So just do whatever order you want to. It doesn't matter to me. Right. And if you wrote these in a different order, it's okay, as long as it's the same terms. Okay, so what I want you guys to do today on the last sheet. So yesterday, if you weren't here, yesterday we did 1 through 8. No, 8's kind of tough. And then today I want you to do 9 through 14. But I want you to change number 11. Let me see what I did on number 11. So number 11, we're just going to mark out the y's. So on 9 through 12, you're going to write it in the standard form, so rearrange, and then also say if it's a quadratic or a monomial, all that stuff. So I'm going to put that back up on the screen so you don't have to flip your papers around a bunch of times. So today it's 9 through 14. And here are all those words. So you're going to finish the front page on the Unit 5 homework 1. So the last page, do all the front. So yesterday you did 1 through 8.
Well, I wasn't in here.
Oh, that's right. Okay.